In today's episode of The Story of Animals, we embark on a journey across two very different landscapes, the arid, scorching deserts and the cool, high-altitude pastures. Both are home to members of the camelid family, but while one carries the weight of trade and survival, the other carries, well, mostly fluff. Today's topic, camel versus alpaca. When you think of a camel, you probably picture the iconic, towering creature with a hump or two, swaying across a sea of sand. The camel has long been dubbed the ship of the desert, a title it earns with its uncanny ability to cross hostile terrains with little food and water. Standing over 6 feet tall at the shoulder, the dromedary, one-humped camel, and its cousin, the Bactrian, two-humped, are masters of endurance. Now, shift your mind thousands of miles away to the Andes Mountains of South America. There, among the crisp air and green slopes, lives a creature that looks like a camel's younger, fluffier cousin, the alpaca. Standing at about 3 feet at the shoulder, alpacas are gentle, doe-eyed, and, unlike camels, not burdened by heavy loads. Their main contribution to humankind? Luxurious, warm, and soft fiber. So, how did two animals from the same family end up so different? The answer lies in evolution and environment. Camels evolved in the harsh deserts of Asia and the Middle East, where survival meant adapting to scarcity. Their humps? Contrary to popular myth, they don't store water. They store fat, energy reserves that can be converted when food is scarce. Their wide, padded feet keep them from sinking in sand, and their long lashes shield them from dust storms. Alpacas, on the other hand, evolved in the high Andes, where food is more plentiful, but cold and predators are the challenge. They have thick, insulating coats that humans prize for clothing. And while camels were domesticated for transport, milk, and even meat, alpacas became the Andean equivalent of a walking sweater factory. Let's talk temperament. Camels are known to be, shall we say, opinionated. They can carry up to 200 kilograms, walk for days without water, and still find the time to complain, sometimes by spitting, grunting, or refusing to move. Alpacas, however, are more reserved. They hum softly, stick to their herds, and rarely cause trouble, unless you're a carrot. But here's a twist. Both camels and alpacas share an odd habit. They spit. Yes, the majestic desert ship and the mountain fluffball are united by their projectile saliva. For camels, it's often a warning shot to say back off. For alpacas, it's more about sorting out disputes over food or hierarchy. Not exactly the most polite family trait, but effective. Their diets also reveal their resilience. Camels can survive on thorny shrubs, dry grass, and salty plants most animals would reject. They can drink up to 40 gallons of water in one go, then go a week or more without another sip. Alpacas are more dainty eaters, grazing mostly on grass and hay. Their efficient digestive systems allow them to extract maximum nutrients from their modest meals. When it comes to value, both animals have shaped human history. Camels made trans-Saharan and Silk Road trade possible, carrying spices, silk, and stories between civilizations. Alpacas helped ancient Andean cultures thrive, providing not just fiber but also companionship and status, since their fleece was once reserved for Incan royalty. Despite their different roles, both species share an impressive trait. They are environmentally friendly. Camels tread lightly on fragile desert ecosystems, their feet leaving minimal damage. Alpacas, with their soft padded feet and efficient grazing habits, are considered more sustainable than sheep or goats for textile farming. So, which is better, the camel or the alpaca? That depends on what you need. Need to cross a desert with 100 kilograms of salt, dates, and rugs? Call a camel. Need a hypoallergenic scarf that's softer than cashmere? Alpaca is your friend. They're not rivals in a boxing ring, they're specialists in their own arenas, and perhaps that's the real beauty of this comparison. It's not about who wins, but about how one family of animals diversified to serve humans in two vastly different environments. One became the rugged survivor of the sands, the other the serene grazer of the mountains. Now it's time to see how much you've learned from today's episode. We've got 3 fun trivia questions coming up. Ready? Let's start. Question 1. What is stored in a camel's hump? The correct answer is C, fat. Many people believe camels store water in their humps, but that's a common myth. The hump is actually made up of fat deposits. This fat acts as an energy reserve, allowing camels to survive long periods without food. When needed, their bodies break down the fat into energy and even a small amount of water as a byproduct. This adaptation helps them thrive in harsh deserts where food is scarce and travel can be long and exhausting. Question 2. What is the main product alpacas are domesticated for? The correct answer is D, fiber. Alpacas are primarily raised for their luxurious fleece, which is soft, lightweight, and incredibly warm. Their fiber is often compared to cashmere for its smooth texture and is highly prized in the textile industry. Unlike wool from sheep, alpaca fiber is hypoallergenic and contains no lanolin, making it gentler on the skin. This is why alpacas have been bred for thousands of years in South America, particularly in the Andes, to provide this valuable material for clothing and blankets. Question 3. What do camels and alpacas have in common? The correct answer is B, both spit as a defense or warning. Yes, both camels and alpacas spit, but for slightly different reasons. Camels often spit to deter predators or threats, projecting a foul-smelling mix of saliva and sometimes stomach contents. Alpacas, on the other hand, mostly spit at each other to establish dominance or settle disagreements within the herd. While the habit might seem unpleasant to us, for these animals, it's an effective way to communicate boundaries without resorting to serious fights. Great job if you got all 3 questions correct. If you missed any, don't worry, because now you've learned some fascinating facts about these unique camelids and their incredible adaptations to their environments. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution.